Hey everybody, Gary Fong here. So I am in isolation just like everybody else. I'm up here in Kelowna, British Columbia. So far everything is going pretty smoothly. The schools are closed, unfortunately, which is really sad for my third grade twins because they love their school so much. And but the food supply has been fine. I want to tell you, Costco really was organized yesterday. They only had 400 people in the store, which of course kept the crowding away. So they had everybody line up in a queue on the outside by the parking lot, and it looked like Disneyland. You know, you were snaking around Z's and things like that. But it moved pretty quickly, and then when you got inside, like it really moved quickly. Maybe you're inside maybe in 10, 15 minutes. And once you were inside, they actually had a toilet paper line. So they said, okay, toilet paper over there. So I thought, well, I'll go over there. And there wasn't a line, but there was a guy that had these big 40 rolls of toilet paper. And he said, you know, one per customer. So I got that. And then he put it on the bottom shelf of my shopping cart. So, of course, when I got out of there and had all of the cool stuff that I needed, you know, like food, didn't really need toilet paper. If this goes on a lot longer, maybe, but always safe to have it. And it wasn't unreasonable. It was $16 Canadian. So got that, and then got all my food, and then loaded all the food into my car. And then when I got home, I was like, hey, where'd the toilet paper go? And I thought, oh my gosh, I left it on the bottom of the shopping cart. Oh, by the way, I know, you know, because we've got nothing else to do, we might as well just broadcast, right? I'm using zinc a lot. Of course, I've had a lot of time to research like what's good for virology and immunity. And so it's nice to have zinc. Creates a really inhospitable environment for viruses, which oftentimes would travel down your throat or inside your sinus cavities through your nose. And so if you have a dry and cracked up bronchi, then it winds up opening a little spot, if it's bloody or dry or cracking, for viruses to get in. So kind of feeling like I always want to keep my throat moist, and then also I have a humidifier in my room that pumps out distilled water. So doing that anyway. So Costco was very orderly. Everyone was very calm, and so far so good. So the positive things I'm thinking about is well, on one hand, the earth is going to be incredibly cleaner. You neglect a garden for a couple months, and then, or you neglect a garden for a while, and give someone a couple months to just kind of like clean all the toxins out of it and let the garden heal, and you'll see how fast the earth can heal. I mean, when in history would the earth have taken all the, countries of the earth say, let's all take a coordinated stop. Everybody isolate yourselves in your homes for, say, 4 to 8 weeks or whatever it's going to be, 18 months now, the U.S. government said. But anyway, isolate yourself in your homes, and so that we can let the planet heal. So no ocean cruises, no cruise liners that spew out untold amounts of hydrocarbons into the sky. The jets will be grounded soon, I'm sure. Up to a third of all flights have been canceled. So, and then, you see many fewer cars out there. Cities like that I've been to, like Manila or Rome, that are just, choking because there's just so many cars moving around and everything like that. So whenever I feel like, wow, this is going to be kind of interesting, I always think about how cool the earth is going to be. Just give the earth a couple of months to kind of shake off stuff and heal, then that's kind of the positive thing. So, and the other positive thing though too is that, we're always trying to get in touch with people, and they're always busy. Well, guess what? Nobody's busy now, so you can message or call, or people are actually calling now. For a long time, we would all text because we didn't want to interrupt what someone was doing with a phone call, knowing that they were busy, because people by default were busy doing something. And right now, everybody's not doing anything. So I think that's really good. And then there's humor. There's really a lot of fun humor. Someone put on Instagram, I kind of really like this this thing being cooped up in the house, because I wonder why there's 2,136 grains of rice in one package and 2,641 in the other. So I think that this kind of really does bring out the best in people. I've had long extended phone calls with people that I haven't for a long time, and it's you call to just kind of commiserate or just kind of be there for each other. Not a lot of tears shed, because we're all just kind of explaining where we're at. And I've got some friends that have some kind of weird illnesses, that like the dry hacking and coughing and things like that, but they can't get in for testing. And there's a lot of different scenarios that people are going through. But just being able to talk to people that you hadn't been before. I think the only thing that is, a little bit sad is that my kids really like hanging out with their friends. They love their school. They love play dates. And when we heard that they're not coming back from spring break, as much as I and their mom absolutely love the school and the tight-knit, parent community that we have, that was one that I actually really felt. I know it sounds really odd, but I did feel, I was in Starbucks, before they closed the cafes, and just kind of looked around and saw everybody on their laptops, and that was, kind of weird to think that people are going to be changing their way of life. Of course, I know a lot of people in the wedding and event industry who've had to cancel so many weddings and refund so many deposits. And what about the poor, couples that have sessions, weddings that are planned and have to cancel that? Another interesting thought is funerals where nobody can go to say goodbye. So this is really unprecedented. Where I see things going are, I want to introduce you to my cat. Hang on. So this is my cat Claire, and we got her from the SPCA because my kids really wanted a pet. And so we got her. We were really, we were very, very picky. We went to the SPCA about 4 times because I said, guys, when you pick a cat, that cat's going to be with us until you guys are adults. So let's pick carefully. And then we picked that one. So she has been the subject of many art pieces. I'll show you one. Hang on. So my daughter drew this one, and you'll notice that the cat is looking away. She's doing that now. She tends to do that because that's her way of flirting. I don't know where she learned that, but we got her when she was 2.5 years old. So anyway, what else is positive about being cooped up in here? I love the fact, it's not that different for me, but I love the fact that I can just stay in and write, because that's what I do. Also, I went through 5 different Sony products, the A6100, A6600, A9 II, and some of their newest lenses, their E-mount lenses. And so this will give me some time to actually put those together, because I think, if you're going to be inside your house and you're sitting on a very expensive camera, now would be the time to really, get to the bare bones of it and really figure it out. So at SonyAlphaCourses.com, you can go, and I probably already have your Sony camera on there, but we've got like 4-hour, 5-hour videos on how to unleash the power of your Sony camera. And I also have a very extensive one on how to photograph weddings. So, now's the time. If you're a photographer, you can go in and really hone your skills. Technically, I know a lot of you got great eyes and you've got your way of doing things, editing and Lightroom actions and all that, but maybe knowing how to get the autofocus that much faster, or get more accurate metering in different situations, how to set your camera in different situations. That might be cool. Now might be a good time to learn a musical instrument. Man, there are some really good learn how to play the piano courses online, or even learn a foreign language. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. This is interesting. So my eye doctor, Keith Yap, he saw that I might have a bit of glaucoma or beginning signs of glaucoma, and he was a little bit concerned about it. So he said, we're going to watch this very carefully. And he said, he's a friend of mine. So he said, buddy, I'm really sorry to have to break that to you. And I said, oh, no, it's fine. He goes, really? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you could lose your vision. I said, I know, but, I can learn Braille now. And he looked at me like I was the weirdest person. But I said, would you learn Braille if you could see? I mean, I have stood in front of the Great Pyramids of Giza. I have gaped with my mouth wide open at the Hong Kong or Melbourne harbors. I witnessed the birth of my twin children. I witnessed them growing. I've seen the most beautiful sights. What else do I need to see that I can't see so clearly in my mind's eye? But if you lose your vision, your hearing, your spatial awareness will really increase. So that's kind of the way that I've always seen the world. And of course, I have my panicky moments, but amidst all that, we have to be in control of what we actually allow into our awareness. And whenever I start to freak out, I picture clear blue skies. I wish you guys could see this. I wish I could turn the camera around. But clear blue skies and, pollution-free skies. And I heard that dolphins are swimming around in the canals of Venice. And if any of you have been to Venice, you might remember looking down at the lime green, kind of really sludgy water that actually smells in late summer. So now it's all cleared up. So just imagine, that's just probably a couple of weeks. Imagine how much it'll be when it's further out. And another thing to be really positive about is that I think we're all going to be practicing much more cleanly habits. Sanitation, washing hands will be something that we have. They say if you do something 10 times in a row, it becomes a habit. People who maybe don't buckle their seatbelts, there's the alarm. But I mean, in the early days, and I'm old enough to remember that, they didn't have a seatbelt alarm. So you had to buckle on your own and know to do that. And they said, just do it 10 times and it'll be automatic. So hand washing will be great. So think about that. We've learned how to really slow virology and increase our immune systems. Most of us, because we're inside, we're not encountering all these different attacks to our immune system. Now, it's not just that we're keeping this COVID away. We're not running into some person with a cough or a cold or a flu or something else that spreads. And each of those, our bodies has to go into defense and fight it off. So right now, when you're in here you're actually allowing your body to heal. So I've always been one to juice with celery, 16 ounces every morning. And then I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. A lot of that comes through my blender, but that's mostly what I eat. And so, I think that I've kind of maybe had some training, like being a writer. I spend a lot of time in solitude. And then I've just always kind of been really healthy with, my food choices and things like that. So maybe this will happen for you. I mean, just imagine when you're out of this, you might be really fit and in shape. And so that might be a goal. I also wanted to say that what really helps me is to have a task, like a list of tasks. Because as long as I'm doing something, then all this other stuff kind of goes away. Second thing I want to tell you is that I have found in my 59 years that I journal extensively, that everything that I've ever worried about didn't come true. I mean, I've got 1,000 batting average about, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to have children? Or, oh my gosh, is this company going to fail or whatever? And I've never, anything that I documented extensively that was a worry didn't come true. So then I have to sit here, read all those anguished pages and think, during that time that I was freaking about that, maybe I could have stood on my balcony and looked out at the trees and just got lost in the quiet movement of large hardwood trees that are just, slowly undulating and in the wind. God, there's a beautiful willow tree right there. Or, whatever. So Netflix is, I don't watch TV, so I heard that they're slowing everything down. But maybe with more time on Netflix, screenwriters will understand story structure better. I'm not sure. Those of you who are screenwriters, this is a great time to write your screenplay. And again, I want to give a plug to my best friend, Doug Griffin, at scriptdoctor.biz, because he has a story structure consultation service where he'll read your script and he'll go through it and basically help you take your ideas that are in your head and make sure that they're on the page. He's like a detective. So that's kind of it. Also, it's interesting because I feel lately like we get so close to a breakthrough. Like recently, it's been the counterfeits that have, attacked my product line, and a majority of all of my products last year were counterfeits and sold through Amazon. So obviously we felt that in my income. But we cleaned that up, and that was fun. And it was like, wow, all of a sudden it's like smooth sailing, and then boom, the world goes into lockdown. If there's any comfort that I can give you, I'll tell you this. We're all in this together. If you're worried about your rent or your bills or your mortgages or whatever, just remember that most people can't pay any of their bills. What I'm worried about is the people that don't have food. So governments don't want civil unrest, or maybe they do. So they will do what they can to make it so you don't have 90% of the population foreclosed on or evicted. So you just have to think, is it for the better good of everybody, or is it for the better good to print confetti money so everyone can believe that they're getting paid? I heard that the major banks of Canada are suspending mortgage payments for 6 months. We'll know more as things roll out. As of today, let's see what day it is today. It is March 19. Coronaviruses went up 40% in the United States. Well, that number is because now they're actually testing. But also, if you'll look at the charts, coronavirus tends to double every 2 days. So it's exponential, right? So my thing is the countdown clock. If I can go 14 days and not get a dry hacking cough or a fever, then I'm going to feel really good until I go outside and then go, oh, maybe I have it now. Anyway, I just wanted to chime in because I know a lot of us are a little bit confused and we're seeking, community. And I've been around for a while. I've been through a number of world events, a number of recessions and crashes and elections and, impeachments and scandals and everything like that. So kind of an old soul on this planet. And I always know that for some reason, everything always winds up exactly perfect. So again, I've just got to look right at the blue sky and think, how many fewer cars are spitting their hydrocarbons up into that, or how many fewer ocean cruise ships or airplanes are dumping millions of tons of, hydrocarbons into the atmosphere, and then our kids, right? They get to inherit, forget about civilization, let's just talk about the planet. Our kids get to inherit a much cleaner place. That's where I go when I feel a little bit weird. And also, if I've been talking a lot, it's because I feel really good talking to, you guys. And I think we all do want to reach out and communicate. So if you have a webcam, maybe this is a good time to put it up on your social media feed. And rather than take pictures of the meal you're about to eat, or, stand with your toe pointed in front of a landmark, wearing your cutest outfit, maybe now is time to just kind of say, well, here I am. Because I've seen a lot of influencers do that. No makeup, no hair done, and everything like that. And so we're all in this together. I mean, this time we're all in this together. So anyway, be safe out there. I will broadcast when I get lonely. Thanks. Bye.